Today we're going to be diving into one of the most hated backpacks in all of military surplus, the Molle 4000. Over here at Gear Rack, we've seen a bunch of these bags along with all their possible variations, and we've also seen a lot of the opinions on them. Some good, a lot more not so good. I mean, look at this thing. It's huge. Today we're going to be talking about what this ruck is, why it was made, and why so many people in this community seem to hate on this bag. So first, what is the Molle 4000? This is a 4,000 cubic inch ruck designed specifically for airborne and Army units. This bag was developed by Natick Labs in response to feedback from the 82nd Airborne and other units who just needed something more functional and overall better than their old Alice and Molle 2 packs. The Molle 4000 was specifically designed for your airborne operations, so a lot of the features are tailored to paratroopers. For example, on the back, you have your high-strength external plastic frame and also an integrated system that allows you to attach the ruck to a parachute harness and use during static line jumps. This design is aimed to blend the modularity of your Molle 2 packs and the ruggedness of your Alice packs. This bag was tested extensively through the 82nd Airborne and officially adopted around 2019. Really, the main goal was to create a ruck that could handle jumps and still remain functional on the ground. So quick side note, because we get in so much surplus, we see so many different variations, and one cool variation we have of this bag is the experimental version of the Molle 4000. We don't know too much about the actual trial of this bag, but we did want to highlight some of the key differences between the two, just in case you're as big gearhead as we are. So side by side, it's pretty obvious, with the first tell being the experimental one doesn't have this Velcro strip in the front, whereas the currently issued one does. This is kind of a hot topic because a lot of the guys hate the Velcro due to its noise, although we have heard a name tape edition was wanted after the trial. Moving down the bag, you can see on the issued one, there are 3 smaller pouches in the front, whereas the test one has nothing. And then even further down, you can see it has 3 more on the bottom, whereas the experimental one only has this 1 large pouch. The back of the bags are super different, with the most noticeable difference being the hip belt. The hip belt on the experimental bag is almost identical to the Molle 2, whereas the Molle 4000 has its own design. So a big difference is in the top of the bags where your shoulders sit. And as you can see on the experimental one, it has this mesh layer for ventilation, whereas the issued one does not. There are definitely other differences between the 2 bags, but these are just the most obvious and easiest ones that I wanted to point out. If you guys want a longer video about this, let me know down below. Now that we talked about the bag itself, let's talk about what people do like about it. Thanks to the modular design that allows for quick and efficient maintenance in the field, a significant improvement made on this bag was now the ability to be able to swap out individual worn or frayed shoulder straps without taking apart half the ruck. Some users have also noted that the Molle 4000 carries better and just feels overall more balanced under load compared to your Molle 2. So there are some solid design choices here, but people still think the cons outweigh the pros. So now let's talk about why this bag gets so much hate. We went through a ton of Reddit posts, comments, user reviews, you name it. But we really found out that this bag comes down to 5 major issues, and that's comfort and strap design, storage limitations, frame durability, water retention, and the airborne specific features. One of the primary concerns revolves around the comfort of the bag itself and the shoulder straps attached to the back. Many users have reported that the straps are positioned way too closely together, causing them to sit weird on their shoulders and traps, just causing for some discomfort, especially for extended use. Additionally, the lack of adjustability on these bags makes it harder for users to reposition the straps to alleviate any pressure points. One Reddit user noted, the straps sit right on your traps and are impossible to adjust left or right. Another issue that's come up is in the durability of the Rucksack's frame. So this plastic frame is intended to be lightweight and high strength, but a lot of people are reporting that it's either bendy or squeaky. It just raises a bunch of concerns about the overall sturdiness of it, especially under heavy loads or rough handling. On Reddit, a user shared their experience, stating, the frame is squeaky and bendy, which is not what I want in a frame. I want sturdy. A lot of folks I know have broken frames on jumps and even mundane things like throwing them onto an LMTV. So again, the frames just being lightweight and should be high strength doesn't really seem like that if people are breaking them jumping out of planes. Now moving on to storage limitations. Despite its size, a lot of users feel that the Molle 4000 doesn't offer practical storage solutions. The internal layout and design of the pouches have been criticized for not accommodating gear efficiently, making packing and organization a major challenge in this bag. One comment that highlighted this concern states, I hate how you can't overpack these rucks because of the straps. With the old ruck, I feel like I could almost pack an assault pack worth of stuff held down by the top flap. Having storage limitations in a bag this big is a huge downside. I mean, 4,000 cubic inches and you can't fit everything you need in there? Now moving on to water retention. In wet conditions, this Rucksack's material tends to absorb water, adding unnecessary weight and also leading to longer drying times. When conducting operations in a rainy or humid environment, that one characteristic could be the difference between you picking this bag or another one. So now let's talk about the airborne specific features. The Molle 4000 again was designed for these airborne troops, so a lot of the features on this bag are going to be tailored to them. While some of these features are super beneficial for those airborne troops, they tend to add a lot of just unnecessary weight and complexity for non-airborne users. One Redditor mentioned, the 4000 was designed with airborne in mind. Leg straps and release loops came sewn in, and there's a nifty sleeve that you fit your lowering line into. Both of them suck to use. So while the Molle 4000 had good intentions, a lot of people think it missed the mark in execution. Now I ask you, is the Molle 4000 the worst ruck ever made? It had a specific purpose, it addressed some issues in some previous models, but for many, especially those not in airborne units, the drawbacks just seem to outweigh the benefits. If you're considering one, think about your specific needs. For some, modularity in design might work. For others, especially if comfort and durability are some of your top priorities, you might want to look at some other variations. Let us know your thoughts in the comments though. Do you guys love or hate this bag? Have you ever used one? What was your experience like? We truly want to know. If you or anyone is looking for this specific bag or any alternatives, make sure to check us out at gearheads.com. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you guys don't miss out on our next review or gear breakdown. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.